Everybody, it's Sam Boland, co-president of Bloomington Delta Music Club and current editor of our blog page on the Bloomington Delta Music website. If you don't mind, just for the sake of my own comfortability, I'm gonna move this baby right over here. So you want to write with Bloomington Delta? That's so great. It's pretty easy.
That was easy.
There is a pinned message over in Slack. I'm going to be doing a lot of screen sharing so that you are able to see what the heck to do. So share, great. You go over to Slack, and you're going to want to make sure that you're in the BDMC blogs channel. So I would just type in blog, and look at that, BDMC blogs. So you would, I'm in it. You go over to it, and here's this message. It will also be, if you go up here, it will be pinned. It says one message is pinned. Obviously, I haven't pinned it yet, but I will, and it'll be there. You know what? For the sake of the video, let's just pin it right now. Watch this, pinned to channel. Whoo! So here it is. You would click on it, and it'll open up this page, which is, this is the folder for the BDMC blog page. So everybody's work will live in here as drafts, but I'll make another folder to put it in. You know what? We could just do that right now, too. We're just going to call this drafts. Great. So we'll move this into drafts. Move it. Check it out. How about that? So when you've got an idea for a blog, you'll go into this BDMC blogs pitch page. Here it is. And it looks pretty good, and people have been using it. This exists as a space for you to pitch your ideas. But also, if you have ideas that you think are good, but you don't have the time to write them, you can also pitch them here. So other people who might want to write, but don't, maybe need some help getting over the writer's block, have the ability to see what you're working on, and it's a good source of inspiration. You can see what people have been doing, and how you fit into it. So what you'll do is there's a pitch by. You'll type your name in. My name is Sam Boland, and here's you write down just like a general one-sentence description of what this idea is. It's Women's History Month. It is March 3rd, so maybe I would want to talk about a woman that I like. We'll just say like Etta James. Tell Mama, deep dive, and that's like the idea for the album or for the piece. And the status, you would then mark it as awaiting approval, which means I've pitched this idea, but this idea has not gotten the go-ahead for an article. So you would say awaiting approval, and I will be checking this every morning. However, if you want to get working on it immediately, you can shoot me a DM over Slack. Just say, hey, I've got a pitch up, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at it. And then I will. If you want to write it, you would then just put that you want to be the author. And once it is approved, I will change it from awaiting approval to approved and in progress. Or if you do not want to be the author, say, I think that it's a good idea. This article is a good idea, but I don't want to write it. You could leave it open. And so then when it gets approved, it'll say approved and open. So a good example, like these two right here. I think I pitched them because they're albums that are turning 50. So that's always an easy thing, just to like do anniversaries. But I don't particularly want to write those articles. So I submitted them. They're open, but there's no author. So say you wanted to do it, you could be like, all right, I'm Jane Smith and I want to be the author. So you'd put it down, and then you would put the date that you're starting. And I want to start it today. So then you would do that, pretty simple. And then you would say the goal for when you want it to be submitted. And this one already has a goal because obviously we want it to come out on the day that this happened, that the album was released. So, you can put you should put your start date down just so we know roughly when you have started working on it. But you should also put a goal for the submission date, so I know as editor, when to expect this to go up, so we can plan content accordingly. Because you don't want to do too much of the stepping on other people's toes. Once you have done that, and say you're Jane Smith and you want to do this Etta James thing, it would be approved and in progress. You would go and you would write it. And how we're doing this for now is we do in Google Docs. So you would write this, you would write your whole article on a Google Doc, and try to keep your paragraphs to no more than 4 sentences. 2 to 3 is the goal, because anything more is a bit overwhelming on the reader. And once you are done with it, you would then move it. Let's go back to this. You'd move it into drafts. You would mark it in here, instead of approved and in progress, you would mark it submitted for review. And again, you can feel free to send me a message, but I will be checking this thing. So it's submitted for review. Then I know I got to go in and look at it and edit it, get it back to you, and we can just go from there. Now, the final thing that I'll need from you as a writer is for you to have an author page. And I will be making this for you, but you will have to give me this information. So this is a good example. This is from Caleb Abshire. You would need a name, a image. You're welcome to put down a website if you maybe have a portfolio or an author page somewhere else. You have your own music as Caleb does, whatever. And then, again, a 2 to 3 sentence biography about who you are, so that it shows up on the site. And it looks it looks pretty neat. If we go quickly over to the site and we take a look at, an example, we can read Caleb's here, see what it looks like. And here he is. And this is what a page looks like. And I will say, it would be incredibly helpful to me if, when you do write a blog post, you put the images that you want to be included in the Google document itself, or you're welcome to email me a zip, however you want to do it. But it would be cool if you place them roughly where you want to go, so I know how to set it up when I'm building it in the website. Perhaps we will reach a day where you are all working within the website, but this is how we will be doing it for now. And if you have any questions, you are more than welcome, excuse me, to reach out to me. I hope that was informative. It's a relatively simple process. And, happy writing. Am I right, guys? Okay, goodbye.